So what happens when you don't forgive somebody? Well, what's happening is that every single time that you think of them, you get that feeling, right? You maybe a feeling of anger, maybe whatever it happens to be. But you get that feeling. Here's the deal. What is happening during this is that you're actually emitting that from yourself. You're sending that out and you're giving that person your power. Because your thoughts, your energy is your power. Mind, power. Our consciousness is the be-all and end-all of everything in this experience and in all experience. Consciousness is the beginning. And it is literally the be-all in everything in your experience. So when you allow your consciousness to be negatively used when you think about somebody else, they are stealing away your power. So it's time to take your power back. Now, I know. If you're pissed at somebody and maybe they're still treating you badly, been there, man, no excuse. This is how you forgive. This is how you forgive, and this is why you want to. Now, here's the deal. You have to be very honest with yourself in order to forgive people. First of all, you have to be honest with the way that you feel in the first place, right? So let's say, I don't know, let's say that your mom wasn't perfect or something like that. And so there's this underlying feeling of perhaps resentment or just maybe annoyance towards her, whatever it happens to be. Maybe she wasn't horrific, but there's just this feeling of like, a little bit pissed. Okay, and so first of all, you have to be honest with how you actually feel, because a lot of times in life we put up resistance about the way that we feel. So if you think about that ex of yours, are you still harboring any resentment towards them? Yes? Well, stop it, because this means that you're giving them your power still. You're still giving your energy to them. You're giving it. It's a choice. It doesn't feel like a choice, right? Because anytime you think about them, you just think about how annoyed you are, how much money they took from you, all the things that they took or that you gave and that they didn't give back. Those things. And anytime that you think about that, you're giving your power away. Now, I know it doesn't seem like a big deal because it's like, oh, well, I just, think of them now and then and, just give a little bit of my power away. But why would we want to do this? Why do we want to do this? Why do we want to give them any of our energetic life force energy? We wouldn't. But sometimes we are still energetically tied to a person, and so they are pulling on our energy. And unless we cut it and clear it, it'll just keep happening. Okay, but back to forgiveness. So when you are carrying these heavy, dense energies inside your body of unforgiveness, so a feeling of resentment, perhaps, annoyance, resentment towards somebody else. First of all, you need to be really honest with how you feel about it. And just tapping just came to mind, EFT tapping. This is a really quick way to create an energetic shift about that. Okay, and I'm feeling the need for us to do that right now. So this is going to be so general, guys, because obviously I can't make it for a specific person. This is just whatever's going to come to my mind. This is going to be very general, but this is if you're holding resentment towards somebody. Now, normally we do this in a video format so that you can see me, but what we're going to be doing is we're just going to simplify this, and we're just going to be tapping on our cheekbones, our collarbones, and our wrists. So we're going to go through these movements every few seconds. So it is medium pressure. So you would take both of your hands, you'd be tapping on that bone underneath your eyes, so your cheekbones there. Tap, 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 like kind of quick. Then you're moving down to your collarbones, tap, 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 tap. This movement like this. And then your wrists together, tap, 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 medium pressure. And so we'll just continually go through cheekbones, collarbones, and wrists. And we're going to say whatever this is out loud. So this is creating a shift to let go of resentment. Now, obviously, if you were here in my office and we were doing a private session, this would take a couple minutes. There would be a huge energetic shift. Now, if something else happens to pop into your mind when we're doing this, then that's actually the issue. That's the actual underlying issue. And so then you're just going to tap about that, and you're going to forget the first thing that you were tapping about, because that would have been not the root of the issue. Okay, so if something else happens to pop into your mind, but try to follow along and listen to what it is that I'm saying. So we're just going to tap through these tapping points every few seconds to let go of resentment. Okay, so you have to repeat out loud after me. Ready? So starting with those cheekbones, tap, 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 and then we'll tap on those maybe 10 seconds. I'm not going to tell you, but then you'll just switch down to collarbones. Okay, we're on collarbones already. Okay, and then you'd switch down to wrists and then back to the cheekbones again. Ready? Okay, so starting with the cheekbones. I'm really resentful. So you would say, I'm really resentful. In fact, I get super annoyed because I feel like I was done wrong by. I've been holding on to this for a long time. And I'm really sick of giving my energy away to somebody else. I don't want to give my energy away to another person. I want to keep my energy for myself, so that I can make all the areas of my life super successful. I know that if there's one area that is unhealed or that's really bothering me, it's going to affect all the areas of my life. And I'm really sick of feeling this way. Now, I know what they did to me and how they made me feel, and how they made me feel so invaluable. They made me feel like something's wrong with me. They made me feel like I was unlovable. They made me feel like I was a really bad person. And I felt extremely taken advantage of. I felt used. I felt let down. And I don't know why I didn't see it earlier. I wish I would have said something. I wish I would have done something. I don't know why I ignored all those red flags. I felt like I couldn't say anything. I felt like I didn't know what to say. I was stuck in an energy of confusion and feeling like I wasn't good enough. And because of this, I stayed silent. Or I'd get angry and maybe say things I didn't mean. I'm just so sick of feeling this way. I want to take control and power back. I want to have control of my own mind, of my own spirit. I want my own powerful energy back. And I'm calling it back to myself. No longer will I allow that person to control my mind or my thoughts or my action. I'm keeping all my power for myself, all my mind power. I have control of my mind, and I'm choosing to keep my energy for myself because I'm a very valuable person, and I know my importance, and I know I'm good enough, and I know my worth, and I already feel a little bit better. And then take in a nice deep breath here, nice deep breath, and then you're going to shake your hands out. Ready? Nice deep breath, shake your hands out. Okay, good. How does that feel? Okay, now something else came to mind when we were doing that's the issue. So I'm just going to tell you guys how to do this here. So so on a scale of 1 to 10, let's say that you started out being upset about this situation. At a 9, tapping takes you down to a 0 EFT. So if now you're at a 6 or a 5 or a 4, I'm just going to tell you how you're going to do this. You're just going to, whatever that thing, okay, so some of it feels better, right? But there's still a but that's left. Is like, well, yeah, that's better, but. So you're going to tap through that thing, and you're going to say that negative thing out loud. It's like, well, I feel better, but this still makes me feel this way, and this person still did this awful, horrible thing to me, and it made me feel this way. And I'm really resentful that it's been this many years, and I'm still annoyed and having to deal with it and having to think about it. And you're just going to keep tapping through that until you've said all that needs to be said. And then you're going to finish with, but I know I'm okay anyways. All is well. I know I'm okay anyways. All is well. I feel better. Letting go. And you want to take yourself all the way down to a 0. So that's your hot tip for today. Now here's the deal. When we are holding unforgiveness in our energetic system, not only are we giving our energy and our power away, which obviously we want to keep that for ourselves, and keep ourselves in control. But what we're doing actually is carrying these heavy, dense energies within our life force system, within our energetic body. As I've said before, we are not our bodies. We are the energy system that underlies the body. This is why if somebody comes and they're like, oh, I got arthritis in my whatever. No, you don't. You have a disruption in your energetic system, and all we got to do is clear out the rooted trauma that's attached to it, and then all of a sudden you don't have arthritis anymore. So you never had it in the first place. You had a disruption in your energetic system. Any physical ailment is a disruption in your energetic system, and it all comes from the mind, emotions, unhealed traumas from the past, things you don't want to look at. Sometimes you know. Sometimes you could tune into that body part and you could ask it, you could say, hey, whatever body part, what's your deal? Why are you doing, what emotion is attached to here? What trauma is attached to this? And then just listen. And then just wait for whatever pops into your beautiful little mind. That's the thing. Whatever it happens to be, then you can begin to work with it. You can drain it out of that body part. You can thank it for being there. First of all, don't resist it if it's telling you, oh, it's coming from this or that. Welcome it. Thank it for being there, because it's wanting to protect you. No matter what it is trying to get your attention to love yourself more. Every time, every single time. It is saying, hey, let's replace this negative energy here. Whatever belief you have, let's replace it with love. And as soon as you replace it with love, well, love is life force energy, and it doesn't deplete you, it gives, because it puts you into that perfect state of divine equilibrium, where the divine's messages can just flow right in and to and through you, and you will be intuitively led moment by moment to what it is that you are meant to be doing at that moment to moment. But as long as our energetic system is shrouded with heavy, dense energies of unforgiveness or resentment or things along those lines, all that dust on your mirror, that beautiful soul you have, when it gets all dusty with these heavy, dense energies, which are anything that are lower than divine love, when we're not in alignment with that divine love, we get dust on our mirror. And it can be felt as a depletion of energy in the body, as a disease, as a physical ailment, just as fatigue, whatever it happens to be. Because if we're not using our energy in a proper, aligned, loving way, it's going to take our energy out of us. So yesterday, I went over to my friend Mahan Sook's. And when I went over there, I was feeling off, man. I was feeling off. This doesn't happen to me. I mean, the last time that I felt that off was several years ago. 4 years ago, maybe more. I remember sitting on my couch and just feeling like something is wrong, like something was wrong. And I sat on my couch and my dog, Bo, chocolate lab, jumped up next to me, pressed himself into me, and he sat there for as long as I sat there. It was maybe 45 minutes, and all of a sudden I felt this energetic shift and was like, oh, okay, I feel normal again, I feel light. And it was that breath that I felt normal that all of a sudden Bo jumped down, and he knew our animals are here for us because they are receiving that life force energy. They know when something's off. So I go to my friend Mahan Sook's and I walk in and he says, how are you doing? Obviously, knowing, he can tell. I'm sure he could feel the energy before I ever even got there, that I was not doing okay. And he immediately recognized this and came over and was like, oh, you're an overwhelm. You're giving too much. You're doing this, blah, blah, blah. And every single thing that he said was correct. And within, I'm going to say 20, 30 seconds, he had shifted my energetic field through the work that he does. And we are Christ consciousness friends. So the work that we do for each other is very powerful, and with others. But this shift was immediately corrected, thank you to him. And I felt so much better all of a sudden. Like I had tears in my eyes. It was intense how I was feeling, and I just thought, you know what? I don't cry in front of people typically, and I felt very comfortable there in his presence, and he helped me so much. So we hung out for a couple hours and then did a qigong exercise, which is to completely reset your body system's energy. So I left there feeling high vibe, uplifted, amazing. And when I had arrived, I was not. And so we can carry these heavy, dense energies in our energetic system, and then we're like, why am I feeling this way? Oh, whatever it is. And it's because we're carrying heavy energies in our energy system. Now, also, we are very receptive to other people's energies, just as human beings. And I have a lot of open energy systems. This is, perhaps one of the big reasons why I can get along with people. We kind of meld our energies together when I am just with anybody, just with somebody else. So, but through this process of that melding of energies, I, can take on other people's energies too, especially, if I care a lot, about this person. So when we are exposed to and around other low frequency energies, we can subconsciously take them on, and we could be completely unaware that we've done this. So if you have not forgiven somebody, I know this is going back and forth here, but if you have not forgiven somebody, that person knows. Because it is received by them on an energetic level. They know it. And they will act accordingly. You might be like, I don't know, I'm pissed at this person. They don't know, they act like nothing's wrong. Well, that's a you problem, then, isn't it? And you're doing damage to yourself. By thinking negative, resentful thoughts about other people, because they are received telepathically by that other person, and it will downgrade their life force energy, their life experience, the way that they feel about themselves. This is why, an example of a small town, you live in a small town, and everybody knows the people that everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? And typically, we know this person because they got this problem, and we know that person because they got that problem, and they are the rumor mill about the town. Oh, what's so-and-so got going on now? You know what I'm saying? Low vibrational frequencies through rumors and gossip. Now, the damaging part of this is not only to the sender, because there will be damage to the sender, and all that crap you're talking about other people, it's going to come back to you. It's going to come back to roost exactly as you sent it out. And then when it happens, well, I don't know why this is happening, because you created it through your own consciousness emissions, now being returned back to you through magnetism. But the damaging part here is when there's that rumor mill about those particular people, is that it is received energetically through telepathy, because it's real. And it's real, man. And so this person, let's say that there's a person here and they're an alcoholic or something like that. And everybody knows them as the town drunk, and they're, causing all these problems. Okay, so how many people in a small town are talking about this person? Let's just say on any given day, 3. Okay, so if you were this person who was the alcoholic, so clearly you have trauma that's undealt with from the past anyways. You're dealing with low vibe energy to begin with in the first place anyways, but it's all self-thought, right? On top of that, you then have all of this energetic attacking energy confirming and reaffirming what a screw up you are. You wake up in the morning and you get thoughts in your head like, oh, I'm such a screw up. Why did I do that? Oh, I got to get it together. I can't ever get it together. But whatever it happens to be. And these thoughts, maybe they don't even feel like your thoughts because they're not. And so that damage is continually done by other people. This is why when we pray for people, we are counteracting that energy, right? We are sending goodness, and we're not saying, oh, I hope, please, help him, please, help. No. When we pray, if we really want what is best for that person, we just pray that the divine will be done in that person's life. That's it. You don't get a say. You don't get to decide, well, I hope that they come into $10,000 so that they can have this or they can have. No. When we get specific, then we take away the beautiful gift that the divine wants to give this person, and we say, we know what's best. I'm going to create something better for that person. No, that's not how it works. When we pray for people that the divine will be done in their life, then it will be. And we are sending them only good and wonderful things. Because the divine's will is perfect health. It's perfect nurturing, nutrition. It's perfect protection. It's perfect safety. It's pure love that is totally unconditional and 1,000,000% accepting at all times. And so when we pray in this way, that the divine will be done, we are given, like the angels give, in the best way possible, because we are wanting only goodness for this person. We are taking the time, using our life force energy for somebody else, for that moment. And we are sending out goodness, good karmic goodness, which will surely be returned back to us in the same form in which we sent it out. And all of a sudden you have this beautiful loving thought. Well, you created it. It just came right into your head because you sent it to somebody else, and now it's been returned back to you. What a wonderful thing. What a wonderful gift that you give to others when you care for them in this way. But when you have unforgiveness within you, you are continually sending thoughts and messages to that person's psyche, which will come back to damage and harm them. They will intuitively feel it when they see you. They will develop resentments just as you have. All those negative karmic thoughts that you send out will come back to roost, and it will cause you so much damage. It might feel like there's chaos and destruction going on around you, and you will want to blame everybody but yourself. But you were the creator of it. You feared it, or you wanted it, or it's now being returned back to you because you did it to somebody else at some point. This is how it goes. Were you afraid that that would happen? And now it has. Or thought, oh, I don't want to have to deal with something like that. Feel that energy. I don't want. So the universe goes, oh, they like don't want. Let's give them some of the don't want. Because it's just a frequency that you're sending out. You're reaping as you're sowing. Whatever you're putting out, you're getting it back. The universe doesn't hear don't. It just reads the energy. And because you're in it of, I don't want that, it believes you do want that. Because if you didn't want it, you wouldn't be in that frequency. This is what brings order into chaos. This karma. That we can't go out unleashing on other people. And have it not be returned back to us in some form that is equal to that we put out. So when we forgive someone, we are letting them deal with their own karma. They can't escape it. You don't need to punish them. And if you think, oh, by me forgiving them, I'm letting them off the hook. You're not. You're letting yourself off the hook, because the people I've forgiven that they did wrong by me, I have zero ill will towards them. I see what they did as a wonderful gift to get me where I'm at in my life right now, and I'm happy with myself. Just me. I'm just happy. I don't need nothing or nobody. I'm just happy being me. But if I had that resentment bogging down my life force energy, I probably wouldn't feel this way. There's no way. Because I would be in those heavy, dense energies, and you can't be in the heavy, dense energies and in alignment with divine love. It is impossible. You cannot hate someone and love them at the same time. You can't. So when we forgive people, it is us that we're setting free. It's us that we're setting free. But when we really forgive them, we want them to be free also. Because we see what they did as a gift. Yes, I know. I know. Somebody abused you. Somebody did something horrific to you. I know. I know. But When you can forgive them, it is yourself that you set free, but you have to learn the lesson from it first. And it's like, I'm so sick of learning lessons. Well, that's why you're here. Welcome to planet Earth, where we learn lessons. And when we learn those lessons, then we don't have to keep repeating them again. This is the good part, right? You can set yourself free. Once you've learned the lessons, you set yourself free. And then in the future, when something comes up, you're like, oh, no. Been there, learned that lesson. Thanks. No, I'm going to choose something different. I'm going to make different decisions. I'm going to take different actions. I'm going to speak different words. I'm going to think different thoughts. Because I've been there, done that, and I don't want to repeat that ever again. And when we really truly realize just how valuable we are, how valuable our knowledge is from what we've gained, and we can look back on our life and we can look at the lessons that we learned. What did you learn from that? What did you learn from that experience? What did you learn about yourself? What are you going to get better at now? What are you going to stop doing? These are all lessons. They're just things that we're meant to learn. And if you look back at any traumatic things that happened in the past and maybe resentments that you're holding towards another person, what did you learn from that situation? Well, look how freaking strong you are. You're still here. You're still here. Look how strong you are. Now imagine if all that life force energy that you give to that other person through your unforgiveness, imagine if you had that power back. What could you do with that? Well, first of all, like I said, if one area of your life is bringing you down, low frequency, it's going to affect all the areas, every single one, which is why you cannot allow it to remain when you know, treat yourself as valuable as you are. And when you really value yourself, well, you're going to value other people too. Because you're going to recognize, hey, you know what? I bet I've hurt people. And through that realization, perhaps you'll develop some compassion for the people who hurt you, because did you intentionally hurt them? Probably not. You probably did it out of your own hurt and pain, the emotional wounding and the trauma that's rooted in something from the past, and it caused you to behave now in a certain way. And when you can develop that compassion and understanding for why perhaps this happened in the first place, okay, so somebody rapes you. Pretty hard to develop compassion and understanding, isn't it? But no, it's not. This person was very selfish. They're probably selfish because they're deeply wounded in some way. What was gained and learned from this lesson? Well, protect yourself. Don't be so naive. There's so many things you can learn from horrific or terrible experiences, but if you don't learn it and you don't take the lessons, not only is it going to repeat again in the future so that it can be like, hey, remember, we got to work on the thing. We got to heal this thing. It's a thing we got to do. That's why you're here. Remember, we signed up before we came here to accomplish certain things. In order to accomplish those certain things, you got to forgive this person. You got to let go of resentments. You got to clear out that dust off the mirror so that you can get in alignment with the truth. And as long as you let that mirror stay dusty, and you're like, no, I want it to be dusty, you'll be plagued with however it's plaguing you. Fatigue, physical ailments, whatever. however it presents and shows itself to you. But one thing I do know is it's dragging down your life force energy when it remains within your energetic system, meaning within your mind, your thoughts. And when you can gain control of your mind, and you can forgive resentments and let things go, then you free yourself and your soul and your spirit. You truly free yourself. So if you need help with forgiveness, check out the Mental Cleanse series. Or of course you can book a private session with me. I love working with my clients. We experience things that you will not experience anywhere else in this world. But that Mental Cleanse series, I'm basically positive that there is a video or two or many for forgiving other people. It's important to clear off your mirror. It's you that's being affected. But trust me, you will want them to be free as well. When you really learn the lesson, you'll be so thankful for it. You'll be so thankful for it that you will want them to be free because they were the catalyst. You know what I'm saying? When I think about my ex-husband, I'm so thankful. I'm so very, truly thankful for that man. Because had he not screwed up and done what he did to me, I would still be there. I wouldn't be here talking to you guys today. I know that for certain. Not in this way, because I wouldn't have that freedom within me. I needed a change of environment where I can be in my own frequency and in my own energy. You don't realize how draining it is to be around certain people until you remove them from your environment. And when you let them go, truly, all of a sudden you're like, oh man, why does my energy feel so good? What's going on? And you didn't even realize it was being all drained away. So I'm so thankful he, supported me for years and years. And I'm thankful for the years of blindness that I had of just not being able to see what was really going on because I was happy. I mean, it really worked out. So, thank you guys for tuning in today. And if there's somebody that has been really difficult to forgive, baby steps. Watch the other videos on forgiveness. Look up that Mental Cleanse series. See, and it's baby steps. It takes time. It takes time. So don't crap on yourself. When it's time, it's time. And when the day comes, it'll be the day, and you'll just know. But baby steps, just start considering it. That's all you got to do. Start by considering it, learning the lessons. What did I gain from this? You could even write them down. What have I gained from this? And I bet that there's lots of wonderful gifts that you have gained about yourself personally. But as long as you remain as a victim of these past people or things or whatever it is, you will never be free. And you're not a victim. We're the creators. We created this, and we came here because we wanted these karmic lessons, even from past lives, to come back so that we could heal them, so that we could become in alignment with that pure love that exists, that divine pure love that exists within every energetic molecule that exists, within all that empty space, air quotes. They call it space because they don't know what it is, but it's divine love that just sits there and waits in equilibrium to be activated through your thoughts, your words, your actions. We're creating an era of peace and love. We're creating heaven on earth, and our ever-loving thought is a transforming influence on this earth, this planet. Love you all. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you all tomorrow.